Wassail beautiful people, wassail. Wassail everybody. Thank you all so much. I could cut myself off the screen. Thank you all so much for visiting the new website. It's been very exciting following it all and seeing your beautiful interest. Wassail Kathy, wassail Francesca. I didn't bring my glasses. I can't see the cards on it on my glasses. I have to lean in to read the comments. So, we're looking at 29 degrees and Ceres. So, I mean, I know you can't look at the thumbnail now. Oh, hang on, might be able to show you on my phone. But probably not, because it'll do something a bit weird, as it often does. Let's see, can you see it? Oh no, hang on, that's the wrong picture. Oh, I might not put it on my phone. Oh well, you're not going to see it. So on the thumbnail, it's good to be organised. On the thumbnail, you will see how on a heliocentric version of the universe, which is when the sun's in the middle and all of the planets show their actual orbits, you will notice, if you look that up, that for the next, until the end of the eclipse on the 5th of the 5th, Ceres, for a while, kind of has planet Earth all to herself. And Ceres is the sacral. It's the seat of the soul in my sound healing. And I'm getting this really strong sense of a kind of recoding going on. Agriculturally as well. It's there's something about an abundance of food when they say there's a scarcity. It's almost like Ceres is preparing to make a mockery of lies, but she's also reprogramming us, and so I've been working on this for a short while, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. There's over 20 pages of notes, including channeling what I did for each sign and series. So long ago, I don't remember any of it. In fact, today, I have to be honest, I found something in my book today while I was looking for this. And as I was reading it, I was like, I have no memory whatsoever of writing it. Okay, so it was called the Love Phoenix. It's called the Love Phoenix, and there's 12 areas. We'll have to look at that maybe at some point. So let me go back to the beginning of my series of notes. And wassail ducked by a dragon. So Ceres, 29 degrees. Why are we looking at 29 degrees? Wassail Eve. There's a lot of 29s coming up. So Sedna will reach 29 degrees. Still takes 10,000 years for Sedna to get around the solar system, but nonetheless, she's there. 29 degrees of Taurus in preparation for moving into Gemini. And Ceres is moving backwards from about 4 degrees of Libra now throughout that period through the 29 degrees of Virgo, And so that's very important. On the 1st of May, if I can find the place, on the 1st of May, we will have Pallas Athena at 29 degrees in Cancer, Juno at 29 degrees of Taurus, with Sedna, doing a nice conjunction thing, and Haumea will be at 29 degrees Libra. Also, I do have this one written down, Pluto is at 29 degrees, Saturn's coming into 29 degrees, Eros is about to go into conjunction with Pluto at 29 degrees. There's all of this energy of the cosmos, the music of the spheres saying, look, this is now the dying chords of the last symphony. A new symphony begins. And that's this 0 degrees that we've been thinking about and preparing for. So it's telling you nothing. Well, it might tell us something in a bit, Francesca. So let's have a little look today at kind of Ceres stuff. So before I do that, obviously Liffruma.com is now up. You can't buy yet because we've got to sort out some of the legal things, the pressing buttons. Wassail Holly! And so you can go online, you can read articles, you can read welcome blogs. There's lots of stuff out there that we've all been putting on. Wassail Anna! And so you can look at articles by Rob and Reem and Aidan the artist and me, and then there's stuff on how you can attempt to say the Anglo-Saxon words if it's helpful. Wassail Ricky! And there's stuff on the mythology that gets mentioned in the poems, plus, as I know it's very popular, there's 2 free PDFs available in the Rune Garden, Verlandi's Rune Garden, and she is the Norn of the present moment, or Kathy, like I'm Odin. And oh my god, that's a really interesting flashing shadow. There's a whole series of birds flying over in a formation, but ooh. Look at that. Just all those shadows flashing. That's a long line of... I don't know what birds they were, but there were lots of them. So yeah, you can look up the mythology of anything mentioned on the cards. There's 2 PDFs, one that has the raw runes with their names and all their current numberings as is in the deck. Ooh, look, Gifu. Actually, that's interesting because we are going to be doing a Gifu booth. And that's going to be a place where you can leave donations towards buying a deck for someone that can't otherwise afford a deck. And they can add their names to a list. And the Gifu booth will have a murmuration of albatrosses. It was about that big. Yeah, or dinosaurs, pterodactyl. Actually, there is a bird here. I can't remember what it's called, and it looks like a pterodactyl. I wouldn't say small, it's a big bird, but it's got wings that kind of move, bend, the elbow joints on the wings move both ways, and it looks a little bit like some weird thing from Gotham flying over. So what was I saying before I interrupted myself? The PDFs, you can also get them with the room poetry on. So if you want to do the 78-day card challenge, you could print those. I think there's 8 of them to a page, so you can chop them up, make them into a little tiny clarifier deck. Draw a card, 1 each day, Wassail Nancy's art. And you can read a poem, think about it for 24 hours, and then draw the next one, read the poem. Do this for 78 days and tell me you don't feel changed. Because it'll prompt you to rethink philosophically how you look at yourself in the world. Do you know what I haven't got? I haven't got my water bottle. I need to drink water, otherwise Holly will tell me off. So just wait while I go and get my water. Agua. I probably need refilling them now. So, Ceres. What do we know about Ceres? She's also called Demeter, and she's obviously the mother of Persephone, agricultural goddess. She's considered a dwarf planet or an asteroid. She's in the asteroid belt, but it's believed that she was kind of shunted into the asteroid belt by Jupiter's great gravitational push. But now, if I can find the right fact, I've got so many. So they believe that she is a surviving protoplanet from 4.56 billion years ago, when Ceres, Pallas Athena and Vesta were all protoplanets before the current solar system formed. And they believe that she comes, Ceres, from the outer solar system. She's also got the most water of any body in the inner solar system. And I probably have a fact for that somewhere. So her surface, Wassail Tiffany's Empire. Her surface is water ice, hydrated minerals, sort of carbonates and clay, and brines, which are salty waters, flow through the outer mantle. She also contains cryovolcanoes. She's cryovolcanic, which means, I can't get my head around this. She has ice volcanoes, not fiery volcanoes, ice volcanoes. What can we say? In 2014, a water-like vapor trail was observed, meaning that she has an energy that's got a feel of being a little bit like a comet behind her as she moves. In 1800, when they kind of guessed that Wassail Ecuador. In 1800, the astronomers that had assumed through calculations that Ceres must exist, they set up a group that's called the Celestial Police. And they went to find Ceres, but they failed. They actually found Pallas Athena, Juno, and Vesta. Then she was discovered on the 1st of January in 1801 by Giuseppe Piazzi. And then when he published his findings about her in 1801, she was too close to the sun for anyone to check and be seen. And there's this really strong energy around stories with Demeter or Ceres about hiding, not showing yourself. And what's interesting is, as we move through this period towards the eclipse tunnel, which I think is the Ceres eclipse tunnel, I think she's up to stuff, she kind of hides from Pluto just at the point when Pluto pops in to 0 degrees of Aquarius, and that's when everything changes from this. Well, Saturn goes on the 8th, but on the 23rd. But she's hiding again. She's playing this hiding game. So it's interesting that there's a thing called cerium, an element on the periodic table that is named after Ceres, and its atomic number is 58, which is the Liffruma card in the Liffruma deck. And it's a soft, very ductile, silvery white metal that tarnishes in air. A bit like us, we all tarnish in air, so we need now to kind of change the air that we're breathing. She's between Mars and Jupiter, so she's something between joy and anger. And she's considered a part of the Gethian family in the asteroid belt, but look, she isn't, because she's made of something other than what all the other asteroids are made from. And she's an interloper, which is maybe why she's hiding. And she has a 4-degree tilt going on for her, and she is 40% of the entire asteroid belt. Wassail Paris. And she's 3.5 times the size of Vesta, which is the next largest asteroid. She's always moving kind of in the area with Neptune, which is interesting because of her water element. And she has 50% water by volume, whereas the Earth has just 0.1%. It's 73% rock, the Earth. So there's some beautiful facts coming up. She seems to be, from my channeling, dealing with a sense of emotional decrepitude. She wants to fix that. So she's about flexing your emotional muscles. So you're looking at a way in which you can kind of dare yourself to improve emotionally. Okay? What else am I getting here? I'm getting some kind of connection between Ceres and Aries, or I was. Just reading it back now. Something to do with offloading divine rage. So let me just check the last few bits for the moment. Okay, so we're going to go in and just have a little look at what Ceres wants to say. Oh, my booklet's being caught in the wind. Let's open the French windows here, because it's hot. It's hot here. I did also bring with me the Alchemy of Astrology deck, because obviously I've just been using Liffruma for a while, but I feel like this deck wants to be part of things possibly today, since we're dealing with the Alchemy of Astrology. Yeah, I'm sorry, I stole Kathy away for a very long time because we've been building a website together. It's been taking several hundreds of millions of hours every day. So, Ceres. You know, there's family relations hidden within this, disdain. I feel like there's also family reunions, transformations. We're going from 29 degrees to 0 degrees. Actually, before we ask Ceres, let's ask about this 29 degrees, because it's a powerful moment of identifying endings. And you know, Saturn is about to move on the 8th into Pisces, which is Saturn, all its restrictions being released. And then the 23rd, we get Pluto moving into Aquarius. Also, there's something else which I did take a screenshot of to help us remember. So on the 1st of March, tomorrow, we're looking at Saturn being at 29 degrees Aquarius, Pluto being at 29 degrees of Capricorn, Sedna is at 28.51, but she's so close to that. And Hygeia is at 28.47. So Hygeia and Pluto, they're having a little moment of conjunction. And there's something about bringing, I feel like there's something about delivering health to a collective, but we can look at all these things. So 29 degrees. 29 degrees. See what kind of energy this 29 is lining up for us. So I will be doing a version of Ceres for every zodiac sign, but not today. We're just doing a general. 29. Earth grip is card 29 in this deck. We have one card, Apple Bearer, 29 degrees. The Apple Bearer, the chance to change a thought pattern, the chance to change a mistake that feels inherited through ancestry. Not repeating the moves of our ancestors. Making an offering, pruning. Apple bearer, and it was for an apple that he took. Was clock was pinned and written in their books. So 29 degrees. That one went on a really weird little walk across the table. And it's my lovely kelk. So let's hold these together because I do love the way the cards often merge. This is interesting. Look at this sort of clarity forming here in the colours and the clarity here and this energy in between, this kind of sandwich filling, where I am getting the sense from calc, which is to mortar or anchor, to unanchor. You've got to unanchor and let slip things that will not serve your fruit bearing. Because we're all heading towards this 0 degrees, a massive generational changing opportunity. What else am I seeing here? Dislodged bricks. This really is about going into the foundations of your thoughts, the foundations of your philosophies. How you have to acknowledge that not every branch that is part of your personal Yggdrasil tree, that's part of your plan or journey that you have set out, is going to bear fruits. And sometimes we have to actually prune, cut, snip, and remove the dead wood. Oh, the dead wood stages are coming on over the hills. Oh, Calamity Jane. Oh, the dead wood stages coming on. Beautiful sky, a wonderful day. So, whip, crack away, whip, crack away, whip, crack away, whip, crack away. All the shit you don't need. Wassail Denise, pruning and pairing. We've got two more. Ken and Anwiller. Oh, you see, look, this is so telling me that you need your divine spark. Look how cobwebbed your cupboard is. And the Anwiller, which is about the power of willfulness, often comes across as a stuck wheel. It's in the runic language, this is a punctuation mark. And it was used in the deck to really mark a point of something that's a punctuation, a stop, a moment to think. And it's about strike the death knell history bell and blast out the past. So this is about this energy pruning out the past, pruning out. Oh, hang on, there was something I read. That's why that Phoenix thing is there. Give me a moment, give me a moment. Oh, I could have sworn it was in that bit when I read it this morning. Yeah, flushing the blushing memories. Flushing the blushing memories. This is what this is to do with. You've got to unanchor those memories that make you blush, that make you feel uncomfortable. And you've got to kind of come to terms with them. You've got to understand what you learned from them and how actually those things we fear to peep at make us stronger. They make us grow. They give us power. Pop that back over there. I have to get new books in because I've really filled that one up. Yeah. And it's interesting, Parry, because that's the thing. I've been getting a lot about seeds. You know, in ancient Greece and Rome, Ceres in Rome, there was all part of the ritual, which was to do with how the daughter Persephone becomes the new on the old. And there's a point at which old seeds have to meet with new seeds, almost as a kind of energetic completion of a knowledge of a cycle that will take place, that will unfold. I was also channeling the energy of how a huge amount of the diet that humanity eats is seed based. You know, not pumpkin seeds, sesame seeds, although they are all obviously part of a lot of people's diets. More to do with how seeds are ground to make flours that we make breads with. And I was being told in the channeling that as humans, our vessel, our earth grab, it is coming back, earth grab. I feel like I need to pull earth grab out. That we consume the genetic codes of plants in our diet so often, and yet we have such distance in our relationship to the natural world. So here is that 29 degrees. This is a card that, although it talks very much of desiccation, it talks about not wanting to look at a future that you know is coming towards you. It talks about desiccation, and it talks about returning, something coming back. What comes back is the zeal for life. So this desiccation that you see around you, this dry earth, is the place that our vessel goes to. Because part of being alive here, now on earth, is to do with us being privileged to exist in a physical form. But when we leave the earth, because it's finite, it returns to the earth, because all the molecules that make our body are from the earth. Our consciousness is from the cosmos. And so this is a card that implores you to live your life fully, to really make an effort to turn this wheel now, get moving. Just decide that the death knell history bell needs to be struck so that you can move forwards. So this 29 degrees is about pruning back, making change. Yeah, there was a great story the other day about, there's been a lot of melting of glaciers, and in Switzerland and Austria, up in the Alps, they have an invasive species that started to be really successful in the new climate and heat that's developing. So as all the snow caps are melting and the mountains are so high up, the sun is so much stronger, like it was for me when I was in Puno in Peru. It was burning hot, and as soon as the sun went down, it was freezing. So this invasive plant that has turned up, taking over the mountainsides, is cactus. Cactus! Cactus! But, you know, in Malta, there's a very famous drink made from the prickly pear, which is a cactus, and prickly pears are being planted all over Europe now for profit, to make, you know, face creams and shampoos. And so it's no wonder that the seeds and the you know, the next generation of cactus, however they float about on the air and develop, they're out there doing their thing. And the article was kind of arguing that you need got cactus legs, Holly. That we need to pull up these cactus and start reintroducing original native species, but I can't help thinking that they'll just die. If at the moment cactus is what wants to grow, it will grow, because that's the natural world telling you what will thrive in certain conditions, right or wrong. Wassail stuff! So now let's go on to Ceres and just get some let's get serious about this. Let's get a little bit serious. Je suis très sérieux. Ceres. I'm not taking that one. I'll take that one, but I'm not taking the one in the deck. I'm not even telling you what it was. You may have seen. So, Ceres. I'm so busy reading everything. Yeah, exactly. Vast amounts of information about the universe. Like us, we contain vast amounts because we're full of seed shit. We're eating it all the time. So this one was first. Oi, what is she doing? Hua, hua, hua. She's setting up a Perth. This is Pear Tree, Cosmic Surge. This is really, I would say that this is almost the hidden energy of Ceres. So that when I said Ceres likes to hide, you got to seek Ceres. She's not going to seek you. You know, she's not going to do that. One of the lines in this poem, my pear is so ripe, you ought to reach for it, but you cannot find me. You sense me and my scent. So Ceres is offering coding. She's offering a cosmic surge, a life force, an energy from within our core, our sacral, to burst free. It's quite interesting that somehow within this symbol here, this surge is almost from a kind of sacral part. And that's coming out with tear, compassion, smelt. You know, this is blacksmithery. This is that whole energy of melting something with heat, applying the element of fire. And we all need to remember, fire now as an element is way stronger than it was for the last 200 years. You know, now that air is the dominant energy, air increases the power of fire. So fire is a really important thing, and we are becoming more malleable so we can melt down these difficult emotions by using compassion. Face your shadows with compassion. See any incident where someone may have behaved cruelly to you and try and see how you can apply compassion to resolve and smelt and rechange and hammer the memory into something useful and beautiful that you can put in your future store cupboard that will feed into your now. But stop feeding your swelterness. So Ceres, wisdom is beauty and compassion ageless. I need to get me some compassion so that I can be ageless. So, it's really warm in here. Yeah, what metal are you made of? I'm made of platinum, because I'm all cardinal, I'm Uranian energy, it's platinum. Gone quiet now. It's gone very, very quiet. Ceres. That's interesting. It's turned over double master numbers. Oh, and it's got something to do with the beginning of June. So we've got 12th and we've got East. So 12 is the static frequency that opens like our bodies. So yeah, this is, Ceres is reopening new coding within your DNA scaffolding for you to insert your consciousness. The first runic shroom, 1166. I need to look here because I'm getting a memory of June in my notes. I don't know where. Talk among yourselves for a minute while I go searching. I've got too many. So the wind's blowing the pages shut. Scorpio, Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Libra, Ceres. Where was something about June? I'm sure I have a... Okay, so it's to do with the retrograding Pluto. 1st of May to the 11th of June. Pluto's going to step into Aquarius and then pop back out. But the point is Pluto already knows where it's going. It's just going in to pick up the rubbish it left behind. Because it kind of went into Aquarius and it forgot it'd just been having a 20-year picnic and it needs to go and tidy up. Because it likes Aquarius, so it went in there, it went, yeah, I like it here, I'll go and get all my stuff, I'm moving. Moving house. So what else am I getting from this? I'm getting this sense of sealing things, closing things down. Sense the skin of your shell's perimeter and push your conscious energy beyond. But it's not about pushing your conscious energy beyond. Feel the edges of your physical skin in your cellular DNA, and then insert your consciousness right to the very extremities of your existence. Your Ceres is in Libra in your chart. Mine, so were you born in the 70s? I'm just curious, you might not be, and I get a bit muddled with those. Mine's in Scorpio. Oh no, you must have been born in the 60s, you must have been born before me. It's applying the wrong maths in the wrong direction. It's because Ceres is retrograding. Oh, mid-80s, okay. So it must have been round a whole sign again. I forget what Ceres... let's just find the Ceres card, because that's what I bought these for. Ceres, where are you? Come out and play with us today. Ceres is orange, why can't I find you? Oh. Hey, there she is. She takes 4.6 years to go around. See, I was muddling her with one of the slow ones. Because I've been using this deck for a while, because I've been all about the Liffruma. But so yeah, she takes 4.6 years to go around. Seed to the soul, self-love, emotional truth, luminous mortal, agriculture, mother, sowing, harvest and food. Yeah, you do have to look for her. But as I said, if you look at the thumbnail, you'll see that she gets the earth to herself for the next 3 months-ish. 2.5 months, 3 months. And she's in there coding. She's in there coding. Ceres. Ceres. So she's come out with Vivendi and Woodness, the present gateway. She's working on a present plan. Ah, interesting. 111770. So this connection to new energy, the connection to pushing a very deeply magical pathway to bring you towards the now, to bring you into this energy. And this is very, very watery. And this is like the salt rime. It's almost like she's Orthumbla, the holy cow, licking the salt rime to bring us all new coding. Wassail Denise. So yeah, something very static, being given the chance to live, to birth, to transform, something cellularly new. I don't know why cellular is so hard to say without teeth, but it is. It's almost like when you find Ceres and you have your cosmic surge, it's almost like this energy will create the runic shape to hold you in the now. But first of all, you've got to kick that energy forwards with Ceres and smelt some compassion for yourself and others into your future storehouse. Those sleepy stores of the future. Let's get another one on there. It's back. And you will bear fruits. This is the object again. Apple bearer. Right, give me a moment. 5 and 8 and 7, 15, 20, 23, 24, 25, 25, 29. It's 29. That's what I love about Liffruma. It's got such magic in its numbers. It's got magic in everything. But that's beautiful. So we're here on a 29 degrees. We're asking Ceres, what's she about? She's about the 29 degrees. She's about the pruning. She's about the removal. She's about the recoding so that we can bear fruits. 49, 4 and 9, 13. And that's where we end, moving ourselves into a far more creative, muse-like energy, using Ceres to heal the soul. And I'm being given this, like an energy of a sort of a searchlight, but it's, the light is compassion. The light of compassion is trying to illuminate the now. So bringing compassion into the now. Wisdom is beauty and compassion is ageless, but it needs to be in the now. It's not worth saying compassion is something ageless that just is always around. Bring it into your now. Pull it in now. How do you get it there? Prune the dead wood. So I'm just going to give the Alchemy of Astrology a little shuffle. Alchemy of Astrology, whatever you want to say to all of us. Wassail Temple. Yeah, I've been so busy working on getting the Liffruma deck ready for you all to purchase and play with. Of course, gone halfway across the room. I'll get it in a minute. Can't even see what it is. So I'll put those under there so they don't blow away. We got rusted here. So we're looking at something to do with compose, draft, create, and then rusted possessions. This is the energy of what needs pruning. What do you own? What are you hanging on to? And it could be emotional possessions, things we feel an emotional possessiveness around. Almost an energy of unconscious manipulation is what I'm picking up here at this moment. Yeah, the Alchemy of Astrology does want to be a deck. It will be a deck at some point. But I've been not using it because of the Pruner's here. But I just wanted to, for the first time, put it with the Liffruma deck rather than just two sets of raw runes. Because actually, this deck and this deck, when you put them together, they're really good at giving messages. What needs expanding in your life that is currently a choked persona? Oh! It's there again in the number magic. 2 and 9, 29. House 2 and house 9. And there is an energy of relocation coming into this. Now, I've got 3 other cards that are over here. Ooh. Yeah, it has to. I let go of everything. I just have a suitcase. I didn't give away all my tarot decks that I've had previously because when I started making Liffruma, I just didn't want any tarot decks anymore. And then when I was in Buenos Aires, there's a really big tarot tradition in Argentina. So there was the most fabulous shop and I bought a load of decks. And then I sent them all together because I couldn't carry them. You're not allowed on planes with that many decks of cards. It's like coming on with a small tree. So we've got Ceres. There's something I've got in my channel notes again, if I can remember them. Ceres and Aries, offloading divine rage. I said that earlier actually, and it was on the right page. Offloading divine rage to uncover your essence, to bring you back to you, to bring you into your onwardness. And that's got a sort of a sense of a house one. I've never made that connection before, but because we're using the two decks together, that onwardness, that present moment. And you've also, look, we've got 1-1. I'm getting essential oils, agitating essential oils. That's interesting. So there's something in the essence energy. I think we've had this message before as well. Like a need for a new aroma. You smell. You smell wrong. You're not your true smell. Something of your essence needs to be transformed. And then it ends with Characlo. Characlo, see, this one Eris takes 558 years to go round. Characlo takes 62.9. Where's Characlo today? Somewhere like Neptune, Pisces. Aquarius, 10 degrees of Aquarius. So Characlo is a graceful enforcer of boundaries. She's coming here because Ceres is offering us an opportunity to transform our being, our personalities. And I was reading an article recently that you can transform anything you think is a personality problem in you, like you might say I'm forgetful, you can change that. You can actually reprogram. Your mind is, they said it has a plasticity to it. It's malleable. It's this tier card. Things can be transformed, but you have to work on them. You have to transform the regularity of the pathway that energy leads you down. So Characlo is the graceful enforcer of boundaries. She's the consort of, I've lost his name, Chiron. I was thinking of me in the sea when I came out of the sea with Chiron energy all over me, and I could feel the centaur behind me walking as I came out of the sea one day. So she is part centaur, but she's often a water sprite. So she's a little bit of a shapeshifter, and that really is what this opportunity now with Ceres is to transform your soul, to rewire the very foundations of your personality, to transform how you wish to be seen. Now, what I would say is just keep a good eye on your diet and your health. Wassail stomach. Because I'm getting, many people have their awakening through trauma, emotional trauma, but Characlo is the awakening that takes place through illness. And actually, globally, we've all been going through a kind of Characlo opportunity to awaken. There's also this energy here that's to do with shamanic lore, L-O-R-E, like the mythology behind shamanic stories, because there's a lot of distortions in our memories. Wassail, eat me. Spirit medicine and health, a growing health. So there is this cellular regenerative energy that is coming in. I mean, yesterday I was in a really lovely energy, and this morning I felt like I'd shifted into another sort of dimensional awakening. But my physical cells were not as comfortable in the new energy as my consciousness was. So we really do have to look at seeing how we can transform all kinds of philosophical notions. I'm seeing series of 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 over and over again. They're showing me endless ones. So let's go back to Ceres and Liffruma. Ceres Wassail Beautiful. So let me get my little book. And let me see what was the area I wanted to look at. Oh, this hidden aspect. I wanted to look at what's hiding. Why is Ceres hiding? Why the trickery? It's not really trickery. It's more like subterfuge. Wassail Denise. I won't lose my mind. I don't mean me personally, I mean I'm hearing that in my head, Denise. I don't know whether that's relevant to something that's been on your mind, but you won't lose your mind. So this hiding, Gutten and Wendhorn, resolving the unbinding, 57 and 35, these two are quite hard to hold up in the middle without putting your fingers over things. So the Gutten is always to do with the sacral. It's a really personal, deep energy. It's a very powerful energy. It's a stung rune energy. Stung runes are when there's a kind of deflection change, the dot, this sting marks, meaning that you might pronounce the vowel differently or the sound that you're making. So like for instance with the letter G, it can be G, J, Y, because there's lots of different ways of saying a G. So there's something about this that's to do with a divine opportunity to clear a mountainous blockage. It's a very powerful thing, gutting, morbid melodies. Again, this energy of pruning, conquering ourselves, conquering yourself, the sound of the unbinding. There's something in that that's a whisper. So this energy of why is Ceres hiding, because there's an energy, there is an energy here about being yourself, resolving yourself, bringing yourself into an alignment. But there's some part of this where it's an opportunity. There's something where Ceres really doesn't care whether you do it or not. She's offering a golden opportunity. If you want to pass it by, you will pass it by and you won't change. If you want to tune in to Ceres throughout this period, right up until early May, even June, then you're going to start to find new codings, new understandings, new sense of your personality. Disentangling. Visceral. I mean, there is an energy of discomfort. And so maybe that's why she hides. Maybe facing this coding that Ceres offers brings up some painful pruning that takes place. Yeah, it's a massive opportunity to shift, and it really is sacral based. It's interesting because I'm now thinking about the luminous warrior, and I'm thinking about when I was in Normandy in France at the very beginning of this journey 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, and how it was all to do with then the beginning of a sacral transformation. And I would say that for me personally, my sacral transformation started then and has been going on for 2 years. Not many things with the musical spheres are so instant, because you're dealing with rewiring, you know, enforcing new boundaries, that energy of charcoal. So, what else do you want to tell me? I'm being told review you. Review you. Review you, review you, review you. Right, this hiding. This hiding. This hiding. Right, so you gotta want it, you gotta desire it. That's I'm hearing, it's hidden because you gotta prove you wanna do it. So what do we have here? Waterfall. Waterfall, waterfall, divine 9. 5 and 4, followed by 2 and 4, Dej, purging. So the mystical healing that purges you and kind of purges you so that you can actually drop into the cosmic ocean, the lagoon. But when the 3 cards came out together, the immediate message that was resonating is don't resist it. There's almost like these 3 cards came forwards as if to say there's a fear in purging yourself to a cosmic, mystical healing. This Ceres energy, this gut the morbid melodies and march mellifluously up the mountain. As I said, it's not an easy task. Unbinding is also not an easy task. But there's something here. There's something here about I'm being shown picking sticky labels off, as if these were sticky labels that you don't want to appreciate, so you're kind of peeling them off you because you don't want to do this next step. It's almost, Ceres is almost challenging you to accept a healing. She's not going to give you the healing. Well, she is. She's giving you a healing, but she's not just going to give it to you. It's about you actioning the healing she offers. But also understanding that you can be healed. You can be healed. This doesn't have to be, you know, I just said 2.5 years I've been doing a little touring around and things aren't quick. They're not, because you have a lot of reprogramming to do with your personality, your thoughts, how you react to the world and people. But there's something in this energy where the ordinary patterning of emotional trauma is what brings you into an energy of being trapped and bound and unable to start cutting the threads. What's really interesting between the 6 cards is there's no real relationship between these rooms. you can't make any of these runes from the others, really. The nearest you get is the stroke, the east stroke that we see here, but they're all very complicated. You can get the Lagu coming from here. You can almost begin to make that, but there's still so much work that has to be done, and I think that that's part of this. Ceres is offering a chance from now until probably, I would imagine, midsummer or midwinter, but the June solstice, to make some kind of huge transformation. And it really is a huge transformation, but she's offering you a completed healing, something you can complete the healing on and move away from. And there's something about that which is to do with how you characterize or label or pin personality post-it notes all over you to kind of explain parts of your being, of your beingness, that are actually wrapping you tighter in the folds of non-healing. So this is really an opportunity to heal if you want to accept it, but you're going to have to let go of so many things that you hold dear within you that are emotional crutches. So let's just get a little bit of alchemy of astrology. Wassail Beautiful, stop! Oh! No, not in my face, fly. So, hidden healing. That's another one on the floor. These all begin on the floor because there are some things we need to just shift. Gemini, synthesis. So you zero in on the zero. We're at 29 degrees, zero in on the zero. Sedna will move there. 2026, maybe 2025. I'm muddled. You'll have to check that. Don't take that as my word. We've got rusted again. That energy of what is rusted, what is no longer serving you, what is actually a binding holding you back. And we've got Aquavita. This is liquid courage, false pathways, spiritual cul-de-sacs. What in your life that you believe spiritually is actually a distortion? What have you read in a book that you're following or believe and you're applying to your life that needs to be zeroed in on so that you can transform it? Ooh. 18, Jupiter. Jupiter is in Aries, just on 0 degrees, is coming up sometime now into a conjunction with Chiron. And that's coming with Mary the Jewess. The ability to transform everything. There's something very serious about this today. The new you. The energy of you fully alchemized. The creatrix of the Philosopher's Stone. And that's, the Philosopher's Stone is the secret to alchemy. It's the one thing that no one ever made except Mary the Jewess. She's believed to be the only person ever to create the Philosopher's Stone. Because she has a cosmic womb. Her alchemy was, working in the right direction. Move in the right direction. So this hidden energy is a huge transformative expansion offered to really transform you this year. It's a really big energy. It's a beautiful bird. Whistle again. That was sweet. Can't whistle anymore with no teeth. It's so frustrating. It's such a good warbler. So, one more question, and then I will begin doing the series for each sign. Rhines, Gefian family, soft ductileness, between Mars and Jupiter. So Ceres is going to be, that's interesting. Ceres is working. Oh, yeah, that is interesting. So I didn't see that before. It's almost like that is representing the transformation offered by Ceres, and she's between Mars and Jupiter. Oh, that's what I need to ask about. I'm going to ask a glimpse ahead. Because there's a thing called I can't find the notes for it. There's a festival of Ceres. It's called the Ceralia, which is mid to late April, back in the Roman period, and that is when we got the eclipse tunnel. So let's ask Ceres and the eclipse tunnel. Ceres and the eclipse tunnel. Ceres and the eclipse tunnel. 60 and 70. Ooh, that was amazing. And Belandi. So this eclipse, this Ceres eclipse tunnel. Ceres and the eclipse. Actually, that's weird. This morning I got the sun and the moon together from this deck when I shuffled them. And I've never had that before as an eclipse tunnel. So there's obviously trying to get my mind around that notion. So it's 20th of April is the solar eclipse, and it should be in Taurus, but it's actually in Aries. And then the lunar eclipse on the 5th of the 5th will be in Scorpio, but the nodes don't actually move to Aries and Libra until 17th or something of July. So what have we got? We got the candle. Oh, see, they're saying blow out your candle in the tunnel and light a new one. That's so weird. This morning I was seeing this card as a cake, birthday candle cake. I was like, why are you doing that? But it's coming across as that again. Blow out the candle and light a smaller one, or something along that energy. Start again, start small, release. It's almost that energy of stripping back again, that pruning energy. But this is also the day star. This is about coming into an energy. Candle is Ceres energy. It's the seat of the soul. So it's light and dark, which you had in the purge, Dej sign. But this is about guarding our delicate light from being blown out again. But it never really blows out because it's always eternally lit. But I am getting this message more and more frequently that you can blow out. It's almost like going, you blow out the candle, you leave the room, you shut the door. When you come back in the door the next day, the candle's lit again. And it's a different room, but it looks exactly the same. But you're in some kind of micro shifting created by the macro. And the macro is the planets moving around the sun and the asteroids. So there's something about joyful tears, weeping with joy. Wassail Beautiful. Thank you. So, the eclipse, the Ceres eclipse tunnel. The Ceres eclipse tunnel. That was placed really, really precisely. Yeah, take your fire to a new energetic candle. 33 now. So we've had 11, 66, and 33. 136. 136. It's a double 10. It's an ending and a new beginning. There's something in this, again, that always talks about a transformation energy, a mirror point energy. What do you take with you from your reflection that serves your future? This is about re-understanding. This is about two voids held open and separate. And yet there's a sole purpose uniting them, which is to heal. In this energy, this is the to troth to yourself that you will be healed. You will allow yourself to heal. And then live a life. Live a life. Heal. Health. This is the Biome 61. This is the energy of the apples of health. Idun, who has the golden apples. And that very much fits in with the golden apple of discourse that Eris throws in at the wedding when she's not invited, that creates Trojan War. Are you going to have a Trojan War with yourself, or are you going to heal? Are you going to keep going over the same wars, the same battles that just don't need to be had? This card is about ending the energy of war, ending the energy of battle, ending the concept that a knife or a spear is some kind of dark weapon. It's a tool to feed us. It's a tool that we can use to look after each other with. It's like a misconception of how we view something, like how we view ourselves. So the narrower the diet, not just of food, but thoughts and feelings too, the faster we hurry to our graves. This is like some kind of opportunity for a life extension. Gunungagap. Everything pause when your biome is versatile and rich and healthy. And here we have another stung rune. This is like the East rune of the 11 earlier, only this is stung. This is bringing from, at the moment, the stings often talk about our biome, our need to improve our gut bacteria, our skin bacteria. Think about how often you make your whole outer body vulnerable by over cleaning, by putting soap daily all over your whole body and destroying bacteria. Try and think about ways in which you can minimize or find a less aggressive cleansing that you can use that will protect and work with your bacteria and your biome on your outer body. So not just what you're consuming, but what you wear as bacteria. And it ends here with the swelterness. So your health holds back the memories of the past. All of those things that Ceres is asking you to transform. If you work with her, it's a begin again energy. It's a 0 degrees energy from that 29 degrees. You're no longer existing with Urva. So the only norm we haven't seen today is Scald. Just curious if she's on the bottom. No. Hertica. So give me a moment with these. 6, 8, 6, 7, 0, 6. It's a lot of sixes. 6, 6, 6. And there's actually a 6 on every card in some way. 4 and 2 is 6. 4, 6 has got the 6. Gar, 3, 3, a 6. Help, 6, 1, again, the 6. Swelgeness, 5, 1, the 6. Begin again. So bring your completeness into a now moment. Remove the swelgeness. Remove that very uncomfortable, sticky energy that exists. Yeah, Parry, I started doing that when we went into lockdown and I started growing my hair and beard. I just stopped. I only use soap now and then for the bits that might need a proper clean, but I reduced severely the amount of cleansing stuff that I use. Yeah, exactly, stripping oils. And that was the earlier thing. Change your essence, your oil, the essential oils, your scent. So it's all coming back to that same frequency. 7, 6, 13, 13, 19, 20, 26, this is an 8, change. But you've gone so far now, you have to continue it. It's like you can't let go of this. I'm just looking at this, there's a greater sense within this of how the runes become each other. Because you can see here, was, remove one and you get candle, remove another and you get the single line in the stone rune. This swelgeness energy here of F is very similar in format. This is 4-sided and this is 3-sided, but there's something about this moving around and transforming itself into the Gununga gap. And here we have 2 Gununga gaps, 2 seed voids, an option. Ceres is offering you an option to shift to a new void, to shift to a new Gununga gap, to allow your energy to flow renewed. So, just going to ask if there's a little message from Liffruma to all the beautiful people here right now to move into their day with, or your evening, depending where you're watching. Nice. I used to have a book by a woman called Gail Duff, and I think it was called A Little Book of Potpourri. And it's all Tudor and medieval recipes for making products that you can use to clean your teeth, your skin, deodorants. It was a really interesting book. And I lent it to a few people, and it was really hard to get back from people. And in the end, someone never gave it back. So I bought it again, and it happened again. So then I stopped buying it. So, do we have, I'm just bringing that card back, it's 22, there's a lot of master numbers today. It's Frère. It's not part, I wasn't concentrating. I was still thinking of a little book of potpourri and Gouda. So, let's go into... Is that... I'm not having that one either, because it came out before I'd asked the question. Wassail blue resonant night. Right, concentrate. I keep reading your things about your comments. I need to just... Is there a message? Liffruma, well, of course there is. Would you please offer a message to those here right now for today? We've got 2 cards face down. I want a little napkin. Oh! Oh! So it begins with Flursa. 67, which is a 13, flow. First blood. So this can be to do with a girl growing into fertility, but it's also a rite of passage for creativity. The bloodlines through time that give form to life. So this is very much an energy of the sacral in this situation at the moment, but release resistance. So that's come up again. Release resistance, angular, that energy of willful difficulty, the death knell, history bell, and it's coming out with Ger 12. There's something in this energy 13-12. Ger is your future stores that we talked about. That energy, it's not schooled herself, but 12 is the harvest. And the harvest is something that you gather and you store successfully. And the 2 underneath are leaf 47 and onwardness. She's back. Vedandi's back in town. But what I was very much drawn to is the energy of how the future feeds the now. So I would say that part of this Ceres energy is not just about looking at your swelterness, looking at what you need to prune away, but there's something about pruning new growth as well, something about things in your store cupboard of the future that are taking up shelf space, that just need to be removed, and then you will be able to make space for something new in the future, which will allow you to unfurl a new blueprint of yourself into the current, present, to be present. She's offering you a chance to really be present and stop living in the past. This is such a powerful card that to me this is a card of being in a state of healedness. To be healed. To be through the other end. So, I'm going to read you. Resow the tales of woe entangled around you, stopping you stepping into the unembroidered now. There's something about some of the stuff you've got in your store cupboard, in your future sleepy stores, that's too embroidered. It's embroidering your now. You need to step into the unembroidered now. You need to make changes. You need to be able to unfurl a spring tender green leaf. It's about a rebirth of your sacral. Big transformation. So I'm being shown don't slip down the rabbit hole, like a little direction sign that says don't go in that door, because that's the rabbit hole you keep falling down. You want to go in that door. You want to go in that new door that you don't usually see. This is really weird. I'm being told to read the last sentences of the poems. So, B13 moon's frequency inside winter's sleepy stores. So, be creative in your future storeroom. So, B13 moon's frequency inside winter's sleepy stores, essential to the wholeness of the Yggdrasil tree, needing current action. It's what you do now that will transform how you store and prepare your future, that will unfurl you into a new now. That 33 double void energy. I feel like there's a very vast gateway opening for each of us. And it's a Ceres door. Well, there'll be a door at the beginning and the end of the Eclipse tunnel, but it's Ceres based. It's about bringing you into a better now, being healed. Is it about creating the space rather than the furniture? No, I think it's about, yeah, it is, but I think it's also about kind of creating new furniture in the future that at some point has to be purchased into the now. But you're putting, it's a bit time warpy, but you're storing things in your future that are part of your future but will become a frequency in your now moment. But yeah, you are clearing space as well. But really it's almost turning, this is the card of turning around. Stop facing the traumas, stop facing the past, stop facing, what was that line earlier? That was in the Love Phoenix. Can I even find it? Oh yeah, there we go. Flushing the blushing memories. You've almost got to take all the furniture out, maybe, of the past, so that you can flog it off and use the money to invest in some new furniture for your future, which will become something in your present. Just changing the direction in which you dream your life. No, I actually don't think they are anymore. I did really used to think that way, Evening. I used to think that you can only do the now moment, but more and more I'm being given the messages that we face the wrong way. We're always being guided to look at our past and say, if you just change your now. But imagine it as a piece of creativity. So your life is a tapestry or it's a painting. You have to dream what you're making, and you have to make it in the now. But it still has to be conceived as something that you will make in the now from your future, and you won't ever see it completed while you're stitching it in the now. You won't actually get to see the thing you've made that was a dream from the future until it's fully made, and it's now past in terms of its creation energy, but it is nonetheless now present in your now moment. But it still has to somehow be dreamed from a future. And that doesn't mean that everything you dream as you action it in the now doesn't transform slightly, choosing different threads or colours, but it needs a future possibility. Because if I'm going to make a meal, the meal doesn't exist until I make it in the now. And then when I've eaten it, it's in the past. But it had to begin as a concept of something intangible that I made tangible that then falls away. I think it's just about how it's like that energy of the spiritual cul-de-sac. Sometimes we have things that are fairly true, but they're not fully true, and they sometimes, I've spent years, decades, believing if I just action things in the now, it would take care of my future, and it didn't. Yeah, I think that's part of it. You have to action the now, knowing that you've decided to bring that energy here. Wassail. Oh, I thought we already sang hello to you, Farah Marduk. Wassail Farah Marduk. Exactly. You can though. You can change your DNA codes with this Ceres energy. You can always change them, but Ceres seems to be giving us a really big opportunity, and it feels as though Ceres is really working up to bring a new opportunity to everything in creation, not just humankind. Everything is being given new codes to move into this new zero energy. I am wealthy. I don't understand what you're saying there. Kind of like I am. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's true. So I didn't see the earlier comment. Just saying I am wealthy doesn't mean you are. And even if you really believe that, you go out one day and you want something and you don't have the chance to use your wealth for it, then you're not, and you're reminding yourself that you're not, and then that becomes a disbelief on something you're trying to say is true. I think there are a lot of spiritual practices that have been around for the last 50, 60, 70, 80 years, throughout the sort of second half of the Earth epoch that we were in, and now we're in air, where I think because wealth and material possession was the most powerful energy, Wassail Silky the Fairy, where somehow we were distorting a reality through I always say it was like the steroidness of that energy, and that energy's calming down now. So I think sometimes things that began as very honest, helpful frequencies were informed by the elemental forces of that time period, and I think we're outgrowing some of them that have become spiritual cul-de-sacs, beliefs, and they became dogmas, and anything that becomes a dogma becomes a danger. So we're really looking at redefining how we approach the life to come in our now moment. So I've been on for 100 minutes exactly then, so I'm going to call it a day on 100 because that seems like a very beautiful thing. And I will set about starting a series. Wassail Shirley! Yeah, shifting paradigms. Also, change the semantics of the words you use. We all need to be aware of words that we use casually that are part of a kind of spiritual language that have some now ugly connotations attached to them. Wassail Elizabeth! Ah, Wassail H! I'm glad you like the website. It's been fun building it. More that it's finished. But we've got lots of really interesting stuff. So it's Liffruma.com. If you subscribe now, you'll be on Saturday. There'll be an email coming out with a password in it that will allow you to access secret content that will also be growing. Oh yeah, and you can send me donations because I don't get any of them anymore. And it's not like, yeah, I'm actually earning any money from the deck, and you know, there's more than just me that has to profit from this deck. So there's a lot of us involved in this deck, but at the moment it's still just a deck. So, beautiful people, have a lovely afternoon. I might even go for a swim today. I haven't been swimming too much. Wassail Esther. So everybody have a beautiful day, a beautiful day. Yeah, join up, go to Liffruma.com, leave comments, join up. I'm not sure, we haven't worked it out yet, but you might have to log in to leave comments, but I'm not sure. I'm a bit confused. It's all been very busy. Bye me. So, wassail beautiful people. Oh, I've forgotten how to stop here. Bye.